Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny and welcome to the final nursery tour for 2021. Yes, it is mid-December and the nursery is only going to be open this coming Friday and Saturday. This is going to be our last nursery tour until probably like mid-February of 2022. Isn't that crazy? Now, of course, we're still going to have videos and we're going to tell you all the things that are going on at the nursery. But as far as like a nursery tour so that you can see what is growing, blooming, and thriving here, this will be it until we come back in mid-February and the nursery opens again. So with that being said, all of my local people, if you are looking for some last minute either Christmas gifts for people in your life or want to stock up on some amendments, soils, those kinds of things, we've got some great deals coming up, so make sure you stay tuned. We're just going to walk through and kind of show you what's going on in the nursery. Again, this is early mid-December and things are winding down. Now, with that being said, it's also like 50-something degrees here first thing in the morning. Hopefully the cooler weather is headed back our way, but that is life in North Carolina. It can be 28 one day and 60 the next. You never know. We are standing here near the trial beds. If you remember, we get the Proven Winners annuals every year and other trial plants from different plant companies. And so we had created these two, a larger bed and then a smaller bed off to my side to display those trial plants. And we have just this weekend put these beds to rest for the winter. So what did we do? Some ideas that you can be doing in your garden right now. First of all, because the first thing we did was, of course, remove all of the annuals. So because we've had several really cold nights that zapped those annuals, so those have been removed. If you remember, we had Heart of the Jungle, elephant ear on this side, and we had coffee cups on this side. With those freezes, it completely zapped all of the foliage, so we just simply cut them down to the ground. You can probably see the stump of the coffee cups a little bit better. So we just cut it all the way down to the ground, and then we came in here and edged the side of the beds with our handy dandy edger and added mulch to the bed, and that was it. So with these elephant ears, we are on the border as far as it being perennials. They came back beautifully last year, and that's all we did. Cut them back, just add some mulch around to the side and leave it as such. Now, I will tell you, if Jerry can show you this, you see that little green speck right there? That is the new Super Tunia Jazzberry from Proven Winners. Y'all, we have had multiple nights, like 28, 27, and she's still there. Now, is she blooming? No, but does she have some flower buds on her? She sure does. So again, this is why it's a trial garden, because we're gonna see what she does. So that's something you can be doing. Just clean up your beds, get them neat and tidy. I like to add mulch this time of the year because, especially if you have perennials, you can add that mulch. It cleans up the bed, it makes it look neat. It helps reduce the winter weeds, so forth. And then in the spring, when these elephant ears come back, I'm not having to fight the elephant ears and figure out where to put the mulch and where not to, because they'll just come back through it. All right. Now, let's see. We're going to tiptoe this way. You can clearly see the sun is coming up this morning, so we're might be fighting a little bit of the sun, but it is still a great time, especially here in these warmer climates, to go ahead and get some shrubs and trees and perennials in the ground. We have got plenty of planting time. We're planting still at the house. We're doing landscape installs. So don't freak out and think, oh, it's too late. No, it's actually a great time to do it. Even though like this Rose of Sharon has gone dormant, the foliage is gone, right? But the roots are very active in the winter as far as growing and getting established. So don't let, some bare sticks freak you out. We've got plenty of time to go ahead and get these guys in the ground. Same thing with hydrangeas, right? They're sticks, they're not dead, they're sleeping, their roots are very happy and will be growing all winter long. Now, speaking of such, if you were going to be planting or you want to go ahead and prepare for this next growing season of 2022, then we are running some specials on the Proven Winners potting soil, So this is a great time to go ahead and stock up. We have a limited supply of this that is going to be on this special, but it is a, what size bag is this? A 1.5 cubic foot bag for $9.99. So if you know that you're going to be planting lots of containers next year, or any kind of containers next year, this is a great time to go ahead and get it. All you have to do is throw it in a closet, your garage, your basement, somewhere where it doesn't get rained on. $9.99 a bag, fantastic price. Come get it while supplies last. And then another deal that we're going to be running, we did this last fall, we're going to do it again this year, is the Land Sea Compost from Espoma. Guys, this stuff is great. It is amazing. We're going to be running this for $12.99 a bag. This is a 1 cubic foot bag. This is great to go ahead. It's the perfect time of year to go ahead and top dress your flower beds. And or if you know that you're going to be doing some nice good containers come spring, remember that little trick that I found out that you shared with you about in the bottom 1/3 of your container to put the Land Sea and then put the Proven Winners potting soil on top, and your plants absolutely love that combination. So Proven Winners, $9.99 a bag, $9.99 a bag, that's a lot of nines, and the Land Sea is $12.99 a bag. Again, we're open only this Friday and Saturday before we're closed for the season, so come get it, and free. Come get these burlap bags. These are the bags that all the Unique Stone is packed in. These make fantastic frost protection come, late winter, early spring. These are absolutely free. Take as many as you want. If you can use them, if you can give them to friends, just come load them up. We need to get these out of here. So come get the free bags. One little tip that I like to do on these bags is, especially like for hydrangeas, because they can be, trying to put this on top of a hydrangea can be tricky, because a lot of times when you have those frost, it's also windy. So what I'll do is, these bags are already split on one end, right? So it's already open. I'll go ahead and cut it on another end so that, let's say this whole end is open, so it acts like a little bit of a hood. So then you can kind of take two of them and hook them on the hydrangeas. So these are fantastic. And of course you can use them for crafts. Just go to Pinterest and do burlap bag crafts. Oh my word, it's like a black hole. So it's a great thing. But we also have a beautiful selection of the AquaPots. AquaPots, remember, are the self-watering containers. This is a beautiful collaboration between Michael Carr, who is the artist who designs all the pottery, Jack Barnwell, who came up with the concept of that self-watering container, and then Proven Winners, who does the marketing distribution of them. So these are here. If you have a gardener in your life and you're like, I really don't know what to get them, come get an AquaPot. They come in 4 different sizes. They have, let's see if I can find, okay, this might be a little bit better over here. We have the tall vase and the short vase. They're the same shape, different sizes. And then you have the large flat rimmed and then the small flat rimmed. Depending on your space or wherever you're gonna put it will determine what size that you need. But we have a whole host of colors. The Volcanical Milky Blue is definitely one of the most popular ones here at Creekside. We have the Techno White that has the ribbing in it. Then we have these beautiful quilted ones. This big one is one of the largest ones that we have. So the white quilted, more technos. The antique white lily leaf, I believe is what it's called. These are gorgeous, very classic, gorgeous colors. Aquamarine, I believe, I'm trying to get all these names right, aquamarine. And you can see, because these are handmade in Vietnam and each one is unique, that you can, even though these are technically the same color, you will get some variation in color between them. So that's why it's great to come on out and pick out the ones you want. Then the matte black, I love the matte black. Very classic, very, gives a little bit of a modern feel to it. And then over here we do have the Techno Blue. It is still that beautiful cobalt blue with those lines in it. So we have those as well. We have plenty of them, so come get them. Again, if you have a gardener in your life, they will love these, because in the springtime, you only have to water it about maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks. Excuse me. And then even in the heat of the summer in the south, once a week. That's all you have to do. And then of course the strawberry planters. Strawberry planters, succulent planters. These are from Michael Carr. They're not the self-watering, but they are beautiful containers that will hold 8 grande containers around, and then either a gallon or a 6-inch container in the middle. Fantastic for putting succulents in there. So, great Christmas gift idea. Trust me, the gardener in your life will love it. They're amazing. We've used them for 2 years. It hasn't been 3 years. It's been 2 years, I believe. They're amazing. Greenhouse. This is probably the first time you have seen the greenhouse with the sides all the way down. Jerry went ahead and put the sides down because you will remember that we just did the video showing you where we had the concrete laid. At the end of the day, Jerry's like, you know, I'm going to go ahead and lower down those sides because we don't need a deer walking through the freshly poured concrete. That would not have been good. So that's what it looks like. We'll open up the doors and let you see. Of course, also closing up the greenhouse really helped because we've had these bright sunny days, and that heat helps to cure the concrete even faster. When we finished that video, we talked about that the guys were going to come back and put in cut lines in here. They did that. So this is, of course, to help prevent it from cracking. So these are some expansion lines. You can maybe tell that there's an echo in here because it's nice and empty. If you see any little footprints, those were where the guys were, when they came to do those cuts, that's their little footprints. They're not in the concrete, it's just the dust. So I know some of you are like, they walked and put footprints in your concrete. They didn't, it's just the dust and it's just showing up. But it's just been fantastic. Obviously we can walk on it. They told us about 5 to 7 days before we put any kind of like heavy equipment in here. So heavy equipment is not going to be too much of an issue, other than what Jerry's going to start doing is the electrical and the plumbing. But even then, it's not going to be heavy equipment. But if we wanted to drive the Bobcat in here, we could. We could drive the Polaris, the Kubota, all of that would do fine. I will say too, I didn't, because the guys stayed here until, gosh, late in the afternoon, finishing up all those little details. But one little detail that they did, Jerry, you swing around here, I want to show them the edge. So if you remember when they were doing the form down here on the door, of course they had those 2x4s, and it was at a 90-degree angle, right? It was like this. They came back and rounded the edges for us. So now it's nice and smooth. Just that nice little touch makes all the difference in the world. So it is ready, and what we're gonna start thinking about is getting nails up so that doesn't end up in a tire. We'll probably go ahead and begin thinking of how we're going to display plants in here, our arrangement for the tables and so forth and so on. We're thinking about putting display pieces out here for purchase, you know, have plants on here, some sort of like low tiered stand that folks can come and shop plants right here. Because if you're in a nursery or any kind of retail space, you want to maximize all of your space. So we will be doing that. Have to reconfigure a little bit out here as far as the tables, but yeah, I mean, pretty good. Now, also talked about trees and shrubs, planting them. Still a great time to get those perennials in the ground. So we have got the proven winners, the berry treasure, both the pink and the red strawberries available. The serendipity allium, I know a bunch of y'all, especially this spring, man, we could not keep that in stock. So we have those, still have some like ajugas and salvias. All of these are perennials that are great to go ahead and get in the ground. Wonderful, get them in the ground, let them get established. We still have a little bit of pansies left, so we'll be running some deals. So if you need some pansies, come on out, we'll wheel and deal with you. We want to get these pansies out of our hand. So if you're local, come on by and we can talk pansies. Stick that right there. Now, a couple of two more things really that I want to talk about. Again, we have got lots of those shade-loving perennials already, have already gone dormant. For example, like these hostas, right? So this is guacamole, a beautiful, fantastic hosta. As soon as you get a hard freeze or a hard frost, this is what's going to happen to your hosta foliage. Perfectly fine. This is a completely normal situation. So what you're going to do is it just pulls off because it's so dead. It just literally just pulls right off. You can still plant this. This is a great time to get these in the ground. Hostas are extremely cold hardy. So for example, this guacamole is to zone 3. Zone 3 to 9. Our 7B winter is nothing for this thing. So go ahead, if you want to add some shade perennials or any perennials really to your garden, now is a great time to do it. Don't let it freak you out as far as what they look like. These are the Sun Kings. Again, all the foliage dies completely back. Not a problem. They are great. You're buying the root system, not the foliage at this point, right? That's the great thing about perennials. We also have, let's go walk around this way, Unique Stone. So talking about Christmas gifts, ideas for those folks in your life that maybe are a little hard to buy for, we still have Unique Stone pieces available for sale. So these again make fabulous Christmas presents for those people in your life. We have one basket boy left. One's already gone. One basket boy is left. Very, very popular. If you have a chicken lover in your family, then we have got the roosters and the Miss Prissies, the cute little, I mean, they're just such, that's the one thing I love about Unique Stone is they have such personality. They are just some of the sweetest little folks, little friends to have in your garden. It's fantastic. We have one sassy frog left. I just pulled it up out of the pine needles because it was kind of blending in. So we have a sassy frog left. We have the bird bath. We have this bird bath, this exact bird bath over at the house underneath the crepe myrtles where I have my bird feeders. Oh my gosh, the birds are loving this bird bath. I've had chickadees and robins and tufted titmouses. So this is a great thing to add to your garden. So we have that. We have, this is the 18th century urn, I believe it's called. That is for sale. And then of course, the beautiful hummingbird troughs, both in the trough and the square. If y'all don't buy these might end up in my garden this winter because I love these. They're just beautiful. And I like having the different shape instead of like an urn or a round bowl to go with a square or a rectangle. It just brings a completely different dimension to your garden, a little bit of a different interest. It's fantastic. And then we have 2 of the pineapples and 2 of the forest gnomes. So stinking cute. So come get these. Again, if you've got somebody in your life and you're like, I don't know what to get them, come see us. We'll take care of you. And of course we do gift certificates. So if you're like, well, they don't have a space for something, or maybe they're a little picky, they're a little choosy. I was talking to a friend yesterday and he said, I've learned to give my wife options. I just don't buy it because she has an exact idea of what she wants. So a gift certificate would be a fantastic idea in that situation. But I think we're going to wrap it up for today. As always, thank you so much for gardening with Creekside. If you're local, come see us Friday and Saturday, 9 to 3 before we close down for the season. Y'all have a great day. If we don't talk to you soon, Merry Christmas. Bye, friends.